Hello everyone! As we embark on the linguistic journey, let us explore the fundamental building blocks of language structure and the pivotal role that functional projections play in shaping our understanding of syntax. Functional projections within the realm of syntax are the backbone of how we organize and analyze the structure of sentences. They represent the hierarchical arrangement of elements within a sentence, helping us decipher the relationship between different linguistic components. The role of functional projections in generative grammar. It is associated with the hierarchical representation of syntactic structures. They are used to capture the distribution and properties of functional elements such as tense, aspect, modality, and agreement within a sentence. The concept of functional projections is closely tied to the X-bar theory, which posits the phrases in natural language exhibit a hierarchical structure composed of different layers or projections. For instance, within the framework of X-bar theory, a verb phrase or VP consists of functional projections such as tense, aspect, and complementizer phrases. Agreement projection by Adriana Belti. Adriana Belti works on agreement projections, has been a significant contribution to the fields of syntax. In her research, she has delved into the intricate nature of agreement projections. Belti's work has addressed the role of agreement projections in the extended projections of verbs, emphasizing their significance within the V-spine and their implication for the overall syntactic structure. Throughout this chapter, she assumed a conception of clause structure which has become standard since Pollock's 1989 article and the numerous works produced since in the same line. As stated in the discussion has made clear, the rich literature which has grown around the so-called split inflation hypothesis assumes that a central role is played by agreement nodes and projection in clause structure. Agreement and agreement projections have also been taken to play a role internal to the projection of categories like CP and DP as well as various small clause types. Agreement projection, as elucidated by Belti, serve as the cornerstone of our comprehension of how language manifests agreement between different elements within a sentence. It offers a profound insight into the intricate web of grammatical concord, revealing the ways in which language expresses agreement between subjects, verbs, and other constituents. To captivate our senses and ignite our imagination, let's see this illustration. The possibility of a complex paradigm becomes available and the English-French contrast received the following interpretation. So from English, lexical verbs never move either to the higher or to the lower inflectional position. Only modals and auxiliaries fill the higher inflectional head. So from the French, lexical verbs obligatorily move to the higher inflectional position in finite clauses and optionally move to the lower inflectional position in non-finite clauses, assuming that the position filled by negation is immediately below the highest inflectional head available for the verb, and that the one filled by an adverb like solvent is immediately below the lowest one. The hypothesis generate the articulated paradigm above as can be computed modulo obligatoriness versus optionality of the movement. So those are the studies of Adriana Belti, and for the next topic under functional projections is sentential negation, as expounded by Zenutini, serve as a cornerstone of our comprehension of how languages convey negation and its interaction with various syntactic components. So his research has deepened our understanding of the diverse strategies employed by languages to articulate negation, shedding light on the intricate mechanism that underpin the expression of negation in diverse linguistic contexts. Sentential negation, also known as clausal negation or nexal negation, plays a crucial role in shaping the meaning of an entire clause within natural language. It differs from constituent negation, which affects the meaning of a single word or phrase within a sentence. Within the framework of syntax, sentential negation is a complex phenomenon that has been the subject of extensive linguistic analysis. It is also essential to understand in syntactic properties and its interaction with the various linguistic elements such as case, agreement, and definiteness. In the context of government and binding theory, current work on the syntax of sentential negation addresses fundamental questions regarding its status in X-bar theory, and it is based generated position with respect to other categories in the sentence. This analysis involves the examination of its role in generating a negation phrase which subcategorizes for VP or verb phrase within the syntactic structure. Additionally, the syntactic properties of sentential negation have been studied in various languages, including Romance languages, Welsh, Russian, English, and Jordanian Arabic, revealing diverse manifestation and syntactic behaviors across different linguistic systems. So those are the studies of Rafael Zanutini under sentential negation. On the centrality of sentential negation, there is a variety of reasons why a proper understanding of the expression of sentential negation is central to our understanding of grammar. Among them are the following. First, since sentential negation is expressed by all languages, it is interesting to examine the range of possible variation attested cross-linguistically, and it is clear even from a superficial investigation of the world's languages that sentential negation is not expressed in as many ways as there are languages. An examination of cross-linguistic differences can tell us what possibilities universal grammar or UG makes available in this domain and inform us of the kinds of constraint it imposes. Negative markers tend to occur in the same part of the structure as realized other types of grammatical information, standardly considered to be the nucleus of the clause, for example, tense and aspect. Understanding the properties of the negative markers is likely to also shed light on the properties of these elements through the study of their interaction. Negative markers interact with several parts of the grammar of a language. In some cases, they interfere with extraction of maximal projections. In others, with movements of heads. They may also determine certain restriction on the distribution of inherently negative constituents. Interestingly, though different negative markers have different effects, it is essential that we understand the properties which distinguish negative markers from one another if we hope to reach a clear understanding of those other phenomena. So negative markers can be sensitive to mood, aspectual or temporal distinction, as well as the type of clause in which they occur. That is declarative versus imperative. So understanding such sensitivity can shed light on certain, often non-apparent differences that language throws among clausal types. This illustration is a set of issues concerning the syntax of sentential negation, which center on the proper characterization of negative markers. Although this is only one piece in the mosaic of issues that relate to the grammatical representation of sentential negation, it is an important one both in itself and for the analysis of other grammatical phenomena. For the next is the DP hypothesis or the determiner phrase hypothesis, identifying clausal properties in nominal domain by Judy B. Bernstein. The DP hypothesis is a theoretical framework that aims to identify clausal properties within the nominal domain. This hypothesis explores the functional structure parallels between nominal and clausal domains, shedding light on the structure similarities and differences between the two. One of the key aspects of the DP hypothesis is its examination of the determiner phrase or DP as a fundamental unit within the nominal domain. It posits that DP serves as the topmost projection of the noun phrase, encompassing the determiner and the noun, and potentially additional elements such as adjective and complements. This perspective facilitates the viewing of phrases and clauses as structurally parallel, providing insight into the syntactic organization of language. The DP hypothesis has been the subject of extensive analysis and debate within the field of syntax. It has been explored in the context of various linguistic phenomena, including possessive constructions, the behavior of definite pronouns, and the distribution of determiners within phrases. Additionally, The hypothesis has been examined in relation to the idiomatic expression and the morphological component of language, contributing to a comprehensive understanding of its implication for syntactic structure and derivation. The structure Abney proposed for DP is given in number 1. So this basic representation has been adopted in much of the subsequent work on nominal structure. The structure of determiner phrases are some principles, parameters, and problems by Joseph Longobardi. So principles, parameters, and problems by Joseph Longobardi works on the principles in linguistics has been influential in the study of grammar and meaning interface, particularly in the domain of nominal expressions. So here are some key insights from his work, Principles and Parameters Framework. So Longobardi's work is concerned with proposing principles and parameters for the structure of DPs cross-linguistically within the framework of principles and parameters theory, and in certain aspects, distributed morphology is adapted. He has emphasized the relevance of structural position for the mapping of nominal elements to their ontological correspondence, deriving the application of classical analytic notions like reference, generality, and quantification from DP internal configuration. Longobardi's research has provided important evidence for aspects of syntactic theory, including the syntactic representation of empty categories, the deductive depth of parameter theory, and the form of the syntax semantics mapping. So under grammatical diversity and parametric approach, Longobardi has addressed the problem of grammatical diversity and the variation of syntactic properties across languages. He has explored the abstract syntactic properties that can cross-linguistically vary independently of each other, and the variable properties that are the real entities of grammatical diversity. So his work has contributed to the development of parametric approaches to grammatical diversity, ranging from classical principles and parameter models to minimalist reinterpretations. So Longobardi also suggests that parameters need not be an extensional list given at the initial state of the mind, but can be constructed through a bio program in the course of language development. So language change and comparative practices on the research of Longobardi contributed to the investigation of global syntactic diversity based on a parametric approach to grammatical description. He has also emphasized the importance of comparative practices in linguistics, particularly in addressing the problem of grammatical diversity. So those are the some principles, parameters, and problems or structures from DPs or determiners phrases by Joseph Longobardi. It is now possible to sum up a few principles and parameters of DP structure, discuss along this review to the potentially universal principles pointed out in previews. As could be expected, most of the overall parametric variations concentrate in the functional structure rather than in the lexical one. In addition, one of the parameter identified has been tentatively reduced to a parameter of functional structure. Longobardi's work has significantly advanced the understanding of linguistic principles, parameter, and the challenge posed by grammatical diversity. His contributions have been influential in shaping the theoretical framework for studying syntactic structure and their cross-linguistic variation. Furthermore, the study of functional projections serve as distinct domain within the syntactic structure, accommodating various linguistics significantly to our understanding and highlighting the relevance of structuring languages from the distribution works of many scholars. So that's for now. Thank you for watching.